Today I'll be hanging a trail camera up here in the mountains, and I'm going to leave this for an entire year. Do you think this camera will still be here when I come back a year from now? It'll be interesting to see how long does it last, what different species are going to come past this camera in a year's time, and the most interesting part is I'm not going to be putting any batteries in this trail camera. Yes, this is the Campark T150. It has an integrated solar panel here on the top and has a built-in lithium battery. I've been doing some experimenting at home, and I've found that I could actually run this trail camera without putting in any batteries, just simply relying on that built-in lithium battery. Now, how long will it last? Will it last an entire year? And again, I'm up here in the mountains, and although there's no leaves around right now, in just a couple of weeks, all the leaves will come out. We'll still be getting enough sunshine to run this camera, and not only run it, but to run it on video mode. I'm going to be setting up this camera to take a photo followed by a 20-second video. Well, I'm going to hang this camera in the tree here behind me. I'll then show you my setup and quickly explain some of the challenges that this camera is going to be facing over this next year and what some of the interesting things we should find out after leaving this camera for an entire year in the mountains of Pennsylvania. So I got the camera set up. It's in the trees right back there behind me. It was a bit nerve-wracking and actually felt like a lot of pressure on me trying to pick a right spot for the camera to hang for an entire year. Not only did I want some animals to come through here, I wanted it to be away from the general public, that not a lot of people are going to come past here. It will be interesting to see if anybody does happen to stumble upon this camera and how many different species of animals actually walk in front of this camera. Another interesting thing will be to see the change of the seasons and how the landscape here in the mountain changes from spring, where we are right now. We'll roll into summer, fall, and again winter. We'll see if the camera runs that entire time. Another challenge on public land here is theft. I put this camera in a homemade cage or security box. Although it might be the world's ugliest security box, I'm hoping it keeps the theft or anybody from walking away with my camera. Another thing I did is actually put a cellular antenna. I mounted it on that box. It's not doing anything at all except providing a visual aid. If somebody sees that, they may think it's a cellular camera and that the pictures have already been sent. It seems, from my observation, that keeps people away from the camera. We'll see if that works. One last thing I did, about 12 feet above it in a different tree, I hung another trail camera just on picture mode. Now that camera's not solar charged, but I just put it on a picture mode and pointed it straight down at this camera. I don't anticipate it taking many pictures except if somebody's directly at that camera or if an animal or a bear is messing with that camera. We should get some pictures of exactly what happens if this camera disappears. So the experiment is set. The only thing now to do is wait. I've never done anything like this before, and to wait an entire year before I ever come back here is going to be hard, but that's what we're going to do. How many different animals do you think are going to walk past here? How many people? Do you think the camera's still going to be here? And most importantly, is that solar panel with no extra batteries in that trail camera going to last, and how long will it last? Well, we're going to find out, and I'll see you a year from now. What has been 365 days since I left that trail camera here in the mountains of Pennsylvania. I have not been back, and I have not touched it or checked it in a full year. I'm sweating because I'd hiked a long ways to get here, but according to my map, I'm within 200 yards of the trail camera. I'm anxious to see if it's still there and what the trail camera captured. I'm also a bit fearful. What if it got stolen, or what if it quit working the day after I put it there? There's only one way to find out. Let's get up there and see if we can find my camera. Well, the good news is the camera's still here. It's in one piece. The cage saved it from any critters chewing on it or a bear getting it. The bad news is I'm probably as disappointed as you could possibly be. From what I can see on the internal screen, it's still 100% battery. It's showing today's correct date. But there's only 4 videos on this card, and they're all from the day I put it here 1 year ago. So an epic fail. I'm not sure what happened. It didn't even take video of me as I approached here. It definitely would have seen me as I was trying to take the cables off and get it out of the lock. I did pull the camera. That was 12 feet above here. And that one also survived, although very dirty. This one does not have a display screen to show what's on it. And when I put it in the setup mode, it's showing either full SD card or add SD card. I'm not sure, so I have to take it home to see if there's any pictures on this one. This one was just pointed straight down, looking towards this camera. This might be the saving grace. I'm going to go home and see if there's any pictures on this one. This could be the biggest HuntingFarmer trail camera fail ever. Well, the secondary camera did in fact take pictures for me, nearly 3,000 pictures between April and September, over 5 months. Unfortunately, most of the pictures were false triggers because the camera was pointed straight down, because of sunshine through the trees, I'm assuming. Lots and lots of false triggers. The camera did capture some interesting things like raccoons, squirrels, spiders, and this salamander. So thankfully it wasn't a complete waste of 2 trail cameras for an entire year, although it was pretty close. I'm still not sure what happened with the Campark camera. I used countless amounts of these cameras and they worked flawlessly for me. The only difference with this camera, I put in the largest SD card possible, and I thought maybe it was a formatting issue, although it took some pictures and videos of me setting it up. Although that doesn't seem to be the case, because after I took it out of the cage and realized there was no pictures or videos on it besides the day I put it there, I put it on mode while I was taking down the secondary camera. It then worked just like it was supposed to, taking many pictures and videos of me as I was getting the secondary camera. The date was right, the battery was still 100%, so who knows what really happened. I can say I'm truly disappointed. I've never tried an experiment this long before, a full year without checking the trail camera, and it backfired on me. Well, I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts and ideas about what happened or why this camera failed? Please leave your comments down in the comment section. I love hearing from you. I try and get back to each and every one of you. I also want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.